So I had to unlearn society's conditioning and start reading books for myself, reading books on business, reading books on personal development, self-improvement, and of course the Bible. And I had to realize like there's more for me, and I can obtain more. I don't have to just be confined to just work a job that I'm no longer feeling connected to. Hey, what's good, Queen? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Janelle Renee. On this channel, we speak all things faith. This is the channel where I encourage you to step out on faith, and I equipped you with the tools needed to level up your lifestyle. All right. And so let's just jump right into today's video. I'm going to be talking about the 3 things that I had to unlearn to level up my life. All right. And so the first one that I wanted to just jump into was, learning to analyze my thoughts, learning that I'm not my thoughts, but I am just a thinker of my thoughts. And so I have to realize that I need to constantly take thoughts captive, according to 2 Corinthians 10:5. I have to take the thoughts that are not of God captive. Anything that doesn't align with what God says about me, I have to take those thoughts captive and realize that I'm not going to think thoughts that are not going to lead me to have the feelings that I need to take the action steps that I need to get to the destination that I know I need to get to. And so I had to realize like anything that was not of God, I had to take that captive. Another thing was also that I can't believe everything that I think. And so with that being said, you have to realize that not all your thoughts are from you. Some of your thoughts are also from the enemy. He's going to put these thoughts in your head, like these limiting beliefs, imposter syndrome, doubt, fear. Those are thoughts that are from the enemy's camp. You have to be able to recognize those thoughts and say, no, the Bible tells me that greater is in me than he that is in this world. The Bible tells me that I'm more than a conqueror. The Bible tells me that I'm bold as a lion. You have to know the word of God for yourself so that you can combat these thoughts with the truth of God. Okay. So that's the first thing I did. I had to pay attention to the thoughts that I was thinking and be able to, take those thoughts captive and combat them. All right. And so the second thing I had to do was unlearn societal programming. Okay. And so society will tell you, to just fall in line and just to do things the way everyone else is doing it. And even the school system teaches us to conform. And a good book on that is Dumbing Us Down by John Taylor Gatto that I just finished. Highly recommend it. But yeah, I had to learn to unprogram society's teachings, where it tells you to, go to school, get good grades, find a job, work that job for 40 years, 40 hours a week with 2 weeks vacation. And then you're living off of 40% of whatever you were making, once you retire. And I'm not saying that everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur. However, for me to level up my life, I just knew that I felt super confined to the bedside. I felt super confined to the hospital setting as a nurse. And I loved nursing and I loved caring for people. And I know that God has given me the gift of healing and the gift of exhortation and so many gifts. However, I just felt like my gifts were confined there. I did 10 years and I needed a change. Like I just knew God was calling me for something more. I didn't realize that this would be a part of the process with me creating YouTube videos. I never foresaw that. However, God knows the plan, and I just literally follow God's lead. And wherever I feel Holy Spirit leading me, I'm going to follow, and I'm going to be obedient to what it is that I feel God is telling me to do. And so I had to unlearn society's conditioning and start reading books for myself, reading books on business, reading books on personal development, self-improvement, and of course the Bible. And I had to realize like there's more for me, and I can obtain more. I don't have to just be confined to just work a job that I'm no longer feeling connected to. I don't have to continue to be in a career where as much as I love serving and helping my patients, I just felt like God was calling me to serve on a broader aspect. And so, yeah, so that's the second thing I had to unlearn, societal programming. And the third thing I had to unlearn were a few bad habits. And I have to just put a disclaimer out there. Yes, I did improve on a lot of my bad habits. However, it's still a work in progress. I'm not perfect. And even though I've improved tremendously with these bad habits, I'm still, it's still being refined. Okay. And so one of the poor habits that I had before that I had to unlearn was just poor sleeping habits. I would go to sleep wee hours of the morning, and just my sleep pattern was just all over the place, and I didn't have a consistent sleep pattern. And I'm not going to say like I go to bed. So right now I do have a bedtime of between 9 and 10. It was 9, and just 9 was just not cutting it. So now I'm like, okay, I need to probably try 10 o'clock. So I do have a bedtime of 10 p.m. And so I try my best to be in bed before then, unwinding by that time, so that this time I'm able to wake up at a good time in the morning, spend time with God. I just get a better head start for my day when I go to bed on time, and so that's one of the habits. And like I said, I do strive to keep that habit, and I'm way better than what I was doing before. However, every night is not the same. So I'll try my best to get to bed by between 9 and 10. It doesn't always happen, but for the most part, that's my bedtime. Another habit that I had to unlearn was just poor eating habits. I was really addicted to sugars and sweets, and I would never be able to walk into the supermarket and walk past the bakery section without purchasing some sort of cookies or pies or cakes or whatever. And I have gotten so much better with that. I have stopped purchasing those sweets and bringing them into my home, because as the gatekeeper of my home, my family relies on me to really bring in the groceries and just be able to feed them healthy foods, And so I've done so much better with my poor eating habits of just consuming too much sweets and sugary foods. Also, like, I mentioned this in a few other videos, but I'm going to continue to mention it. The Yuka app is amazing. It's spelled Yuka. And it's completely amazing. It's really a game changer. You scan your items in the supermarket, and it tells you how bad, like how much processed foods, how much processed substances are within the food. And it rates it from a scale of 0 to 100. And trust me, it's been a game changer for me. Like, I literally toss so much stuff out my house. Another habit was, there's so many, but I'm just sharing a few here. A lack of or exercise routine. And so I had to begin creating an exercise routine for myself for Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. But I try to work out at least a half hour on those days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, just to keep, obviously honor my temple, keep my temple healthy and strong, and just to keep my body moving, and keep my muscles toned. And then another bad habit that I had to give up, and I guess I'll end with this one, was negative self-talk. But that also ties back into the first one, where it's like, taking your thoughts captive. But this time with negative self-talk, I'm like, literally, I try my best to not speak negative things. So for instance, one of the most recent things that I had to catch myself saying was, because I'm developing this coaching program that's set to launch in January, I kept saying, oh, I have so much to do. I have so much to do. And with me saying that, I was becoming overwhelmed, right? Because we know that our thoughts lead to our feelings, and those feelings, it leads to our beliefs. And from those beliefs, we get feelings. And from those feelings, we take action or inaction. And from inaction or action, that's what leads to our habits, and our habits lead to our lifestyle. And so we have to really be mindful of the words that we're saying, the thoughts that we're thinking, because with me saying, oh, I have so much to do, it just led to that overwhelm. And then I would procrastinate and not get anything done. And I had to realize, like, okay, wait, why am I taking the thought that I have so much to do? I need to reframe that thought and refrain from saying that and start saying to myself, I'm getting so much done. And so with me saying, I'm getting so much done, I'm getting so much done, I've been able to take on the feeling of excitement because I'm getting so much done. And it's a whole completely different aspect and a whole completely different sense of action that's been happening ever since I changed that thought. And so that's just to give you a quick example of just like how you can change your actions by changing your feelings, by changing the thoughts that you're thinking. Okay. And so I just wanted to leave that with you quickly, and also just offer you an opportunity, if you want, to book a free consultation call. I'm going to put the link in my bio. As I said, my coaching program that God has given me the green light to go ahead and launch in January of 2024. It's coming soon, but right now I am taking beta clients. And so if you're interested in, if you're a female, right, a woman of faith who feels lost, stuck, stagnant, unfulfilled in your current life, and you want help with discovering your purpose, you want help with gaining clarity, and you want help with redesigning your life, I can show you the 3 simple steps that God has given me, which is to realign, redefine, and redesign, to get you from feeling stuck and stagnant to living a life of fulfillment and freedom. I'm willing to definitely work with you and to help you in a 90-day coaching program where it's one-on-one. And right now, because it is a beta offer, it's going to be half the price of what it will be in January. So go ahead and take advantage of that. I'm going to be leaving the link to book a call with me in the description. Okay. But in between time, I'm just going to leave you guys with what God told me. And that is to put one foot in front of the other, step out on faith, and trust God for the next step. I will see you guys, God willing, in the next video. Bye.